reason I am here is that Hungary has been in charge of the Council presidency for the last 6 months. To begin with, I want to express my gratitude to Ursula von der Leyen for her collaboration, as we have worked wonderfully with her and the committee. We managed to put aside every political argument to push forward significant matters. I also want to thank Antonio Costa for his collaboration. While it was Charles Michel who served as president during the work agenda, I also want to express my gratitude for his cooperation. He helped a lot with our successes. What's our situation? How did we start and where are we? There have been unprecedented security challenges in the last 6 months. There is war in Ukraine, war in Middle East Africa, and the threat of escalation is constant. The issue of illegal migration and its associated consequences threaten the very fabric of the Schengen zone, risking its collapse and fragmentation. Economic figures show that the European Union is losing its global competitiveness, and we are falling behind our main economic competitors. Meanwhile, other global players have ambitious plans. They possess significant strategies. Some aim to maintain their greatness, while others seek to regain it. As a result, we have chosen to implement a political presidency. You know, you have two options. You either run a bureaucratic presidency or a political one. If you're running a bureaucratic one, you're basically concerned with moving business as usual forward. And if you see that you need political decisions, then you have a political type of presidency. I was lucky because it was not my first presidency. I understand the intricacies and the two possibilities because I once managed a presidency around 11 years back. Thus, the second time was significantly easier, and I was bold enough to pursue a political presidency. We invested a lot of effort into these 6 months. The entire Hungarian state apparatus worked best to ensure that matters progressed. Regarding the war in Ukraine, it is the most important political issue. In that situation, I had virtually no flexibility, because there is no consensus within the European Union, and if there is no consensus, you cannot act on behalf of the European Council. So everything that could be done about the war had to be done independently of the presidency, not within it. Let us say within the framework of bipartisan diplomacy. As you know, we have done a great deal, and there is a proposal for a Christmas ceasefire on the table, which we did not put on the table within the framework of the presidency. On the issue of competitiveness, as the president said, the Budapest Declaration deserves historic attention, given that it calls for a simplification revolution here. It calls for affordable energy. It calls for support for small and medium-sized enterprises. For these tasks, deadlines are set, and the European Council is supposed to oversee the implementation. We have cut back on competitiveness. Anyone who is interested in the professional details of organizational management should take note. We have created a written summary, which has an attachment. I will show you that. It has 51 points. It shows how many policies exist in the Union, where changes need to be made if we want to become competitive. This clearly shows that making Europe competitive will be a rather complicated and challenging process. And an important point of our presidency was that for the first time in the history of the Union, ministers responsible for demographic challenges met to discuss the demographic future of Europe. I am not repeating what President Ursula von der Leyen said, that on enlargement policy, on the long-stalled issues towards the Western Balkans, we have made progress and negotiations have been opened. We have held 3 intergovernmental conferences with Albania, and we are also within reach of organizing an intergovernmental conference with Serbia. This type of progress has not been made for 2.5 years. As the President mentioned, the decision has been taken on the membership of Bulgaria and Romania in Schengen. It had been on the agenda for 10 or 13 years, and because of the combined resistance of one country, another country, or several countries, it was not possible to reach the finalization stage. We spent 6 months negotiating with various countries that had previously opposed enlargement to see under what circumstances these 2 countries, which are otherwise prepared and eligible for membership of the Schengen Agreement, could be given their due. So from 1 of January, this will happen. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that this is the first time, as the Hungarian presidency, that the 27 agriculture ministers have managed to agree on the future of the common agricultural policy. So, regarding the common agricultural policy, due after the all 27 state agriculture ministers managed to reach an agreement. And finally, I think it is important that we have managed to put a declaration on the promotion of Jewish life and the fight against anti-Semitism on the table, and the declaration underlines that anti-Semitism is at an alarmingly high level in the European Union, and that it is our shared responsibility to do everything we can to reduce it. All in all, I can say that the last 6 months have confirmed in me the view that the only possible way for the European Union to succeed, and indeed to survive, is for it to make itself ambitious, to be great, to do great things. I therefore wish the next presidencies to be able to take these important and big decisions in order to be able to, because it was no joke, choose as our motto for our presidency that we too should be great again. That is, that we should make Europe great again. That is the only way to be competitive and to survive. Thank you very much for your attention.